The first total solar eclipse to pass over Indiana since 1869 occurred on Monday, causing thousands of students to skip school across the state. Hi, I'm Miri with CPTV News. We're going to tell you about that. Plus, the Crown Point baseball team traveled to Lafayette last weekend for their annual early season 3-game matchup. This Monday, a solar eclipse passed over the United States, Mexico, and Canada, with partial coverage over Crown Point and total coverage over Indianapolis. Our crew traveled down to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to get a better view of the eclipse. In addition, the Speedway held events such as live astronaut panels, a live NASA broadcast, and interactive events all over the racetrack. A partial eclipse took place in Indiana back in 2017, but the next time we'll see a total eclipse will be in August of 2044. While there's a good chance you're being inundated with political ads on your phone, there's one place you might recently have noticed is relatively light on political content: Instagram. Instagram owner Meta has announced plans to remove political content from its recommendation services across Instagram and Threads. What that means is, if you're following someone's account, you'll see their content like normal. But if you aren't following someone, you may not see their politically focused content because Meta won't recommend it to you. Meta has the feature turned on by default, but if you do want to see political content on your feed, you can easily update your preferences. There are a number of updates in the trial regarding the 2021 shooting death of a cinematographer on the set of actor Alec Baldwin's film Rust. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armorer or person in charge of the safety and loading of weapons on the film set, will remain in jail while her lawyers appeal her conviction in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Prosecutors allege Gutierrez-Reed inadvertently brought live bullets onto the set, a significant breach of film safety protocols, and failed to properly check the rounds before loading one of them into Baldwin's gun. Baldwin is scheduled to face his own involuntary manslaughter trial in mid-July for pointing the gun and allegedly pulling the trigger.
Hi, I'm Raina with CPTV News. On Easter Sunday, the largest heist in Los Angeles history occurred when burglars made off with $30 million in cash. The thieves targeted a San Fernando Valley Garda-World cash storage facility, accessing a vault containing what authorities claim to be 660 pounds of $100 bills. The vault managers only noticed the burglary the next day, and the authorities have released little information regarding the investigation. A 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck the East Coast last week. The quake was the strongest recorded in the Northeast in more than a decade, according to the United States Geological Survey records. There were no immediate reports of any major destruction or fatalities.
The pictures on the walls were shaking, and I felt a rumble for about maybe 3 seconds.
Seismologist Dr. Susan Huff from the USGS had this to say about the quakes.
Earthquakes in the east are felt farther than the same size earthquake in the west because of the nature of the Earth's crust is different in the two places. So it's typical that people have felt this one so widely. Yes, aftershocks are always possible. Magnitude 3-ish would be expected. Those would probably be felt more in the local area.
CPHS art students currently have their art pieces on display in a local art show. The Chi Kappa Art Show is currently displaying these pieces at the Crown Point Public Library from now until April 29th. Judging is taking place now, and the award ceremony will occur at the library on Monday, April 22nd at 5:30 p.m.
Here's what's up in sports. The CPHS baseball team made their annual weekend trip to Lafayette over the weekend and blew out Lafayette Jefferson in the opening game Friday night with an 11-1 win. The Bulldogs then shut out Harrison 5-0 behind CP Junior IU commit Logan Cotton, leading the Bulldogs to their 6th win while only giving up 1 hit and notching 3 strikeouts. In the third and final game of the weekend, the Bulldogs ran against Kentucky commit Sammy Swank from McCutcheon and dropped their first game of the season, setting the Bulldogs record to 6-1.
The postseason awards keep coming for the CP boys basketball team. Head coach Clint Swan has been awarded the Indiana Basketball Coaches Association 2024 District 1 Coach of the Year. Swan led Crown Point to a 20-6 season that included a co-championship of the DAC, as well as sectional and regional championships.
Before we go, a quick look at our CP NWI weather forecast. Tomorrow, we have a chance of showers before 1 p.m., then partly sunny and breezy with the high near 57. Sunny on Saturday with the high of 67, and on Sunday, continued sunny with the high of 71.
Remember, for the latest in CP and NWI news, check in at thedogradio.com at the bottom of every hour, here on Snapchat at CPTV_QuickCUT, or on Twitter at Crown T Media. See you next time.